Alrighty, good morning y'all. Hey, first out, can't complain about that, but we're up here at the big pond. Decided to finally get up to Clear Lake. And for most of you guys know, Clear Lake has been pumping out some absolute monster bags for like the last 2 months. Literally 90-pound bags over 3 days. Huge shout out to Christian Ostrander, who just won a big Pro-Am up here. Clear Lake's been fishing insane. But there's a running joke between friends of mine and in the fishing community that whenever I head up to Clear Lake is when you shouldn't. So today we're trying to break a fishing curse that I've had. It's always right around the fall transition. I try to make time to get up here. I've been trying to get up here for the past month and a half and just haven't made it work. Today, I got a free day, so drove up here. Alarm clock went off at 4 a.m., made my way up, and we're here now. So the curse that I'm trying to break is catching good fish. I don't imagine that I'm gonna catch a lot of fish today, just hoping that the ones that I do catch are solid. My main goal for today, break 20 pounds and catch one on a swim bait. I've literally got probably 6 or 7 swim bait rods tied up. Everything from like a Big Citizen to a Huddleston, to a mag draft, to a trash fish, just basically everything that these Clear Lake giants feed on. But we've got like 20 rods rigged up, got everything from A-rig all the way down to a drop shot, which sometimes that is a key player up here. So without further ado, first one on the water. It's a beautiful morning. I didn't even put on my rain gear, my cold weather gear. Even though it's like 20 degrees cooler, as soon as I got over the crest of that mountain, it dropped down to like 52 degrees. It was like 68 this morning, which is insane. But we're out here on beautiful Clear Lake. I'm gonna try to give it a run for its money and see what this lake has to offer. So come with me, let's do some fishing. So we didn't go too far from the launch ramp. There's this big rock pile up here, and I don't know why, but every single time I fish Clear Lake, it's always my first stop. I like to, you know, just check and see if they're out here on this rock pile, and then I go from there. So definitely gonna have to change some settings on the old live scope. We ain't on the Delta. Let's go 25 feet. Probably still not enough. Take out the swim bait. What else we want from here? Some top water. Jig. A-rig. Maybe a deep crank. That should be pretty good to start. That should be good enough to start. Let's hope they're on this rock pile. All right, didn't make too far of a run for our first spot. We got the live scope on. Starting off on the deck, we've got a jig, some top water, mag draft, A-rig, and a deep crank. I think I can cover a lot of water with those. Really what I want to do today is go up north and fish shallow. It's really structured to like how I fish out on the Delta. Very similar style. Definitely more in my wheelhouse, but I always like to check these deep spots, you know, because you never know. Plus I need practice. So moving baits is going to be key to covering water as fast as possible. So I'm going to start mid-lake, make my way up north, and see what we can piece together. So now it's time to actually go fishing. All right, I think I'm going to start with the old deep crank. I actually stopped pretty far away from this rock pile. I didn't run right up on it, so hopefully the fish didn't hear me. Because you know bass have super good hearing. But I think we're just gonna start with the old deep crank over the rock pile and see if we can't find something. It looks like it's about 15 feet deep up there. This crankbait runs 12 to 20, 15 to 20 really, depending on what pound test you have on there. I've got 10-pound test fluorocarbon. Try to get it down there a little bit deeper. Try to get every foot that I can. so hopefully we can find something. Hopefully fish eat. Looks like they're there. There's a couple big balls of shad off at the edge. Just hoping these fish eat today. We got some fish down there in 15. Let's drop on them and see what happens. This is kind of one of those community rock piles. It's very obviously marked. Nothing special about it, but I always like checking it. Got a Bass Union jig tied on now. Just bumping over the rocks, seeing if they really didn't go after that deep crank. Granted, I only threw it for about 5 minutes, but see if maybe they wanted something slower. There's a little bit of wind today, which I think will help us out. It's been kind of warm all week. I think today is like a slight chance of rain, a little bit of wind. I think it might help the bite out. From what I've heard from reports and whatnot up here, that ever since those big tournaments have come through with those big 30, 35 pound bags, it's been kind of a struggle to get bit. You really have to be very technique specific, on the right spot, and really hitting it in the right window. So today we're going to be doing a lot of running, a lot of spot checking. I've already probably spent too much time here, been here for about 10 minutes without a bite. I do see fish on live scan. Their butts are in the dirt right now, not chasing the balls of bait that I see. There's a bunch of little fish swimming around, but the ones that we're after today should eat some big baits. So that is the goal, that is the plan. Nothing on top. Ooh. Well, that sucks. Already lost the old deep diver. Gotta give swim bait the old cast, just in case they're eating it. All right, nothing on the old rock pile. Time to move. Spot number 2. I mean, we're hitting all of the community holes right now just to see if we can kind of get an idea of what they're doing. Just looking for that first bite, kind kind of give us a clue on what these fish want. I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty tough bite today. I have a feeling we're probably going to be pulling out a lot of like drop shot or wacky worm, stuff like that. Unless we just find a school that's completely active. There is some bait fish here, suspended in about 10 feet of water. Not coming up yet. A lot of bait fish. I don't know if you guys can see that on the graph, but there is a lot of bait fish down there. A couple fish chasing them, a couple birds. You can actually see the birds chasing the shad. That's kind of crazy. There's got to be some fish out here with that much bait fish. One would think. It might be a more of an A-rig type if there's this much bait fish in the water. Definitely gonna have to throw it. There we go, there's a fish. Oh, that's a good one. Oh gosh, I hope that's not a bird. That's a good fish though. First one. First fish of the day. Oh, it's a giant. Oh no, it's a giant. It's a giant bass. It's a giant bass. Holy crap. I thought it was a catfish. There we go. There we freaking go. I mean, is it more textbook than that? Oh, baby, baby. And this right here is why you come to Clear Lake. Oh gosh. I mean, little craw pattern, deep diver. First fish of the day, solid. This has got to be like a 6. Just doesn't get any better than that. Yes. Get a weight on it really quick. Man, that feels good. Six. 6 for the first fish of the day. I mean, isn't that why we come to Clear Lake? The fish are just so freaking healthy. 6.6, first fish of the day. Only been fishing for about 20 minutes, second spot. Hey, if we're catching fish like that, breaking 20 is gonna be real easy. Deep diving crankbait, rocks, bait fish. What more can you ask for? Let's get back to it. All right, can we do it again? Is there more than just one down there? Man, the way that that fish smoked it, I for sure thought that it was like a catfish, and then I seen it roll at the surface and I was like, there's no way. Giant fish. 6.6, huh? Gotta love it. It was about 10 to 15 foot deep. Actually, it may have been a little bit shallower. It might have been right as I popped it off of a rock. Hopefully it is a clue. If we're catching them on the deep crank, man, I can burn down so many banks throwing this against rock walls, and God, I love Clear Lake. I really shouldn't be slowing down and throwing a jig. If they're eating a crankbait like that, I should just be moving. The bait is 100% all over the place. There's bait out in 20 feet of water, there's bait out 5 feet of water, so just got to figure out where the fish are actively feeding. That big one came off of, like, you know, a 10-15 foot shelf. As soon as it dropped from shallow to like a little bit deeper, that fish was sitting right on that edge. As soon as that crankbait came over the top of it, it smoked it. So should be an indicator fish are chasing. Gonna go back and forth between the A-rig, deep crank, probably throw a swim bait. No, I gotta throw a swim bait, come on. Just talking to myself. Sun just poked up. It's looking gorgeous. Perfect fall weather bite right now. A little bit of wind, nothing too crazy. Narrows aren't just completely rolling with 4-footers yet. It's gorgeous out here. Got the old flipping rig set up. About 4 foot of water right here, so there's plenty of water, that's for sure. Just a matter of getting bit. Trying a little bit of everything today. I think that the flip bite will probably be more of a factor whenever the sun comes up, gets a little bit higher in the sky. Right now, I probably should just be throwing chase baits right now, but curiosity, you know, has me over here flipping, because who doesn't like 65-pound braid and, you know, a 1 ounce weight? I think these fish should let me know pretty quickly whether or not they want this. All the bait seems to be out there though, you know, 10 plus feet of water. There is bait, some bait up shallow, but definitely the big congregation of them are a little bit deeper, which tells me that these fish are probably pushed off a little bit. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be some lurking in the shallows, but definitely going to be doing a lot of both today. Nothing on the flip. I'm really trying to keep these fish honest. You see me going from throwing a deep crank to a rig, then going up shallow and flipping. Now I'm throwing top water. Just trying to utilize as much of this morning bite window as I can to figure out what they're chasing. I'm not spending a whole lot of time throwing each bait, just kind of cycling through and hoping that a fish shows itself and then gives me just a piece of the puzzle. We already got one piece, offshore bait, rock piles. Those are pretty prevalent everywhere out here in Clear Lake. It's pretty easy to replicate, so if that's all we get to do today, I'm fine with that. But I'd like to find a more significant pattern, especially a shallow one. I hope these fish are still shallow chasing, but So far, nothing up shallow. Okay. Tried scoping a couple with the drop shot. They wanted nothing to do with it. The bait's kind of disappeared. Sun's come out. I'm not sure if that's why. Oh, I freaking hate having an 8-rig on the boat. Follow the birds. These homies want to drop shot. 40 feet. There's one. Drop shot. That's a good one too. Oh my gosh. What a cluster. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm just gonna... Oh, there we go. Hooked perfectly. Another solid one. This one's probably 4 pounds. Gosh, man, these fish are so healthy. We've been running around. We're at like our 3rd or 4th spot. Yeah, we're at like our 3rd or 4th spot of the day. Been kind of slow, but every fish that we're catching is a Clear Lake fish, man. I mean, they're just built different here. This one ate the drop shot. Solid fish right there. $4.11, almost a 5-pounder. So we have got 2 fish for 11, 12 pounds. That's crazy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we need to figure out our net situation because that was a cluster. Couldn't even get the net to the fish. The treble hook guy needs to go to the outside. I like that. Fish number 2 is a 4-pounder, 4 pounds 11 ounces. Jeez. Okay. Don't know how that happened. Catching them on a little bit of everything today, I guess. That means it's time to go. Alrighty, we just pulled up to our 4th spot of the day. Man, it's been pretty slow so far. Conditions seem absolutely perfect right now, and I think it's just all about putting it on one's head. I've been fishing everything from moving to all the way down to drop shot, swim baits, A-rig, deep crank, and have only caught 2 fish today so far. But we're at spot number 4. It's a little bit farther north, pretty shallow currently. Seeing if there's any big ones roaming as they're pushing bait up. Trying to get one to go on top. With this overcast, you think it would just scream topwater, but haven't had a single sniff. Just hope that the curse is not still alive for me. 2 fish though. We got 2 fish and already like 12 pounds, so can't complain about that. We are definitely on track to catching 20 pounds today, that's for sure. Just got to catch 3 more fish.
3 hours later.
At least the bigs. Alrighty. I can't believe we're making a run in the rain. Poop. it is, but doesn't feel as big as the last ones. Oh, that's a good one. He's a solid one though. Alright, it's been about 2 hours since our last fish, and not as big as the last two. Solid 3-pounder though. This one came on the Bass Union jig. Come over to a pretty popular spot, just a big rock wall, and I was actually scanning around and actually found a tree that's in about 15-20 feet of water, and there's plenty of fish sitting on it. Threw the jig across it. That one smoked it. Hopefully we get a couple more. Just shy of a 3-pounder, but 3 fish. Solid bag. Thank you, sir. It's right here. It's just a small little branch of some sort. Just some type of cover for these fish to relate to. Right there. And there's like 5 or 6 fish sitting on it. And that one picked it up. All right, a little bit of a midday update. It is almost 1 o'clock. Have 3 fish in the boat, and they've all been on different baits. Haven't really put together any type of pattern. Been running all over the place, and it just seems kind of random. There's a lot of bait in the system, and these fish are being pretty picky. Seeing a lot of fish down deep, but every time I try to target fish that are deeper than 20 feet, just absolutely nothing. They don't even look at the bait, they just keep on going. So just had some lunch, got a little bit of energy back in the system, and we just got dumped on, so pretty soaked. But midday update, 3 fish in the boat, definitely on our way to a 20-pound bag, but we need 2 more fish to make it happen. So made a run back into a little bay here. The wind is blowing everything this way, so I'm hoping the bait is stacked up in here and these fish are back here. So probably gonna try to get them on moving baits and hope for the best. Let's get back to fishing. This is not a keeper, but it's a fish. It's been a while since we caught one. Being about blown off the lake right now. Not a giant, but we had to bring out the old drop shot to get it done. Oh, not a giant. Little 2-pounder, nothing to write home about. This guy's been caught so many times. He's got holes in his lip all over the place, but little 2-pounder on a dock. I've been running around really trying to figure out how to pattern these fish, and it just seems like you get a bite here and there, and That's all it is. Maybe it's a pattern. Deeper docks. I mean, it's not a 6, it's not a 4, but it's something. There's a lot of bait fish on these docks too, so just gotta hope that we find one with a little bit bigger. Let's go dock jumping. It's the one problem with the north versus the south. I'm a little bit central, just past mid-lake, and that's how I tend to find things, is the fish down here just don't have the size as they do up north. But up north is blowing so hard you can't really fish, and I don't want to be driving around through mid-lake by myself taking 4-foot rollers if I don't have to. So I'd rather be comfortable. I'll catch 2-pounders, call it good. And there's actually some fish sitting on this ball right here. Let's see. Looks like one went down on it. Guess not. Just went and checked it out. Take the bait. There we go. Well, there's some fish. Oh gosh, that is not the size of the fish that I thought hit it. But it's another fish. Not a Clear Lake giant. That looks like the old Delta fish we've been catching. There was a big one too. There was a big one that was like right underneath a ball of bait, and I was trying to see if I could get it to eat. There's another one. Maybe this one's a little bit better. Feels like it. Nope. Same size. They're just these little guys that are out here chasing some shad. I mean, he's a little bit better. I could weigh him. Yeah, since we're keeping our best 5, I might as well put a weight on it. It ain't nothing to write home about. A little 1.5-pounder, but need the official weight. Yep, 1.6. We have got 19.42 pounds. We need to get rid of some small fish, but that's a limit finally. And we are just shy of 20. 2 fish on this dock. That's the problem with the south. Catch a lot of fish, not necessarily big ones. Man, I definitely got blown off the water there. Oh man, what a fun day though. I mean, can't complain starting off the day just absolutely roping an almost 7-pounder on the deep crank, and then turning around and catching a 4 and then a couple 2s. I mean, we didn't accomplish some of our goals. The curse is definitely, I don't know if I would say it's lifted, but it is on its way to being lifted. Had just about 20 pounds today, didn't quite break 20, about half a pound shy. Solid day though. Big fish on the deep crank, big fish on a drop shot, and then kind of struggled. Once that wind kicked up, it was hard to position the boat and get the fish to eat. Saw lots and lots of bait, lots of fish chasing bait. Just couldn't figure out what they wanted after that morning bite disappeared. So all in all, a fun day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, you guys always like watching big fish get caught, so, and it's always fun doing it. So I had a great time. It is 5 o'clock, just now getting off the water, almost a full day. Intended to stay till sundown, but this wind is just absolutely brutal out here, and being solo, better safe than sorry. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, you guys want me to come back up here, go back to the Delta, chase some stripers. The stripers have been chewing right now. Just let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you guys like the video, share it with someone that you might think would enjoy it. And remember, any cast can be a giant. Peace!